Aquarius, hello. I just got back from doing errands and I'm sweaty and a mess, but I wanted to get your reading done before I take a shower, which I'm not going to do until after I get some house stuff done because I'm doing some clearing ceremonies for the full moon, and then I have a full moon reading that I'm going to do for the collective. So, with all that said, this is what you get. So, I did 3 readings yesterday, and I contemplated kind of banging yours out at the end, and I thought I wanted to honor you guys with more energy than that, and I have energy right now, so that's for sure. But it's very busy energy, so you could be really going, right? You could be really in your masculine air aspect, right? Versus your fixed earth aspect, because that's more feminine. So you could be coming out of hermit mode, right? You've been working to get that money, and now you are, I don't know why I said it like that. Get that money. You're hustling though. There's like a hustling aspect. You're coming out of a funk, and you're active. Maybe you're, hitting the gym. I don't run errands, I walk errands, literally. So yeah, you could be going on long walks, right? Public transportation, you could be just like beating feet, right? Using your Lamborghinis, and you're really you're up and going. You've been sedentary for a while maybe, and so you're working on the Emperor and the Ace of Pentacles, kind of here in the middle. Leave it. We'll do 2 more for love. Got my love stone with my mushroom stone. I love this. This whole thing, I got it at a local fair, one of the booths at a local fair, and I just thought it was so cute. But it is kind of like mushrooms grow in the dark, and so you've been doing all the feminine work, right? You're coming out of that fixed energy of how mushrooms grow and in the dark, and you are now moving out into love, which I didn't lose this stone, but I kind of misplaced it in a bunch of my reusable bags. And then I just rediscovered it. Like, I knew it was somewhere around here, but it's, love, right? Rose quartz. So it's like, where is the love? Where is the love, the love, the love? Black eyed peas. Oh, that sounds good with some cornbread. Yeah, you could be hosting something, right? You could be with the season. You could be, going to some family barbecues. You could be making dishes for a lot of people, right? Or going to places like a potluck. But also the Black Eyed Peas, not the band, but the peas. They're delicious, but they have that one kind of black eye. So the only kind of maybe cautionary or just something to bring awareness to is your third eye. It could be kind of blacked out, right? Now in physics, the absence of color is black, and white is the presence of color. But when you're painting, right, you make black by mixing all the colors together. So it's the reverse. So in the 3D, like if you're using paint, the 3D, whereas you can see light, right, but light is more of an energy that you can only see when it hits something, right? You can only see the moon when the sun hits it. At night, you can only see that kind of Black old sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black old sun, won't you come, won't you come? Won't you come, won't you come? Yes, you could have just been kind of waiting around for love. You could have been waiting to see it. You could have been waiting to see, you know, the pot of gold at the end of your rainbow. And and there's a lot of swords here. Page of Swords, King of Swords. We got the Ten of Swords is an ending, that's good. Five of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with an earth sign, right? Because there's the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, or the Queen of, well, the Queen of Swords. Maybe you were cut off by an earth sign. Maybe she got into the feminine got into a Queen of Swords energy, right? Or if you're the feminine, maybe you relate to that, and you're coming out of your earth energy and you're really coming back into your swords energy. Like, I'm not dealing with any of this shit. Like, if I can't see the love, talk is cheap. If I can't see the love, if I can't touch it, if I can't feel it in my reality, my 3D reality, then I gotta go. And I think that there's the Hermit here. We got the Six of Cups. Like, maybe you were waiting for somebody for a past connection. Divine love readings I do are not for past connections, right? They can be past life connections, but it's new energy, right? If there's like, if you think, oh, you know, this trauma bonded, codependent, runner chaser nonsense is my twin flame. No, that's not it. That's a karmic connection, right? And see, with this Three of Wands here, this is somebody making a decision to cut this cord that's attached to something that looks like, right? And see, the sun is shining on that moon, and that moon is shining there. So it's like the light is refracting. And I just repurchased, because I had a digital copy. My digital copy, along with my entire external hard drive, stopped working. So I have it, but it's a little bit of a sore subject here, because like I have decades of movies and music, which is everything to me. And it's just kind of gone right now. But anyway, I just repurchased Closer, which has Natalie Portman in it, and she says that, you know, where is this love? I can't see it. I can't feel it. And, you know, this could be with family, this could be with friends, this could be with all kinds of past connections. But like attracts like, right? Birds of a feather. So if you are, and I have these feathers all around me, but if you're hanging out with people who are in like open relationships, and you're looking for something that's more monogamous, more closed, but in a free way, right? The free way. Yeah, there is something about like moving on, and leaving behind what you thought was maybe your holy trinity, what you thought was maybe you have, you know, just friends and family that, you know, if your parents had a toxic relationship, if you just witnessed this kind of toxicity in relationships all around you, and you're trying to attract your divine counterpart, you have to come into this Queen of Swords energy and cut all that out, because otherwise your external environment will represent and mirror that, though it will refract, that light will refract into your internal environment. All right, and so you're cleaning up your external environment. You're moving and shaking. You've done the work of being in this hermit mode, and it's like, oh, when I really look around me, this is terrifying. Like my external reality is why I feel this tumultuous, broken, this fracture, right? There's refracting, and then there's like a refracturing. And when you have this external environment constantly around you, this toxicity around you, and maybe it works for other people, but it doesn't work for you. So people don't have to be bad to not be good for you. They don't have to be wrong to not be right for you. You're doing what's right for you. And that is a big decision here, to cut this old trinity out of your life, right? What you thought was divine was actually demonic for you, right? Because whatever you believe, divine, God, that nomenclature, the universe, right? Whatever nomenclature you want to use for source that is divine is what is right for you, right? You are the God and the creator of your reality. So if it's not right for you, then that means you're worshiping a false idol. That means you are contributing and giving energy and sacrificing energy to something that is demonic. And again, that demonic energy for you, that false lie, something that conflicts with your truth, could be the truth of somebody else. And that could be divine for them, right? A lot of times if you spend enough time talking to those people, though, it typically isn't. And they're living a lie too. And so if you surround yourself by lies, then you're going to attract more and more lies. So there's this clearing out and getting this Eight of Pentacles here, this like very busy energy to bring, to bring to light what is right. Right, in your third sight, in your I wasn't intending to rhyme with that, but I felt like I should just go with it. So yeah, rhyming, writing, it could be something with the arts. You could be doing something in, maybe you're writing songs, maybe you're writing poetry, but there is like an alliteration, there is a repetition of something, right? So you're breaking this false trinity, this false divine trinity, and you're coming into Six of Cups energy, which is joining forces with that authentic trinity for you, right? You're mirroring what really fulfills you, right? What really fulfills your holy trinity. It's just me, myself, and I, right? That can be your trinity. If you're not, that is your physical trinity, me, myself, and I, right? And then the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, right? The Mother, the Daughter, the Holy Spirit, however you want to look at that. There are, the stories are all the same until man in power gets in, weasels in, and tries to manipulate it for their own gain, their own power. You could be cutting out some manipulative energy, right? And then the Fool, yeah, see, this is keeping your heart pure. This is keeping, because I feel that you have this very genuine, light worker, a lot of light work energy here, but you have this light worker energy, and it's like you tried to maybe fix those around you, and they didn't want it, right? It's easier to just stay where you are. The divine path is not for the fearful. It's not for the faint of heart. So there's something with your heart work, right? You could be having palpitations. You could be dehydrated. If you don't know, check out your moon sign, right? With the full moon. Something to get into your moon energy. Follow your heart and really listen to your heart when he's calling for you. You might be getting a call from this person, from your divine counterpart, but yeah, once you break away from this old energy, if you have already done so, then you're just that much closer. So only you know where you are on this timeline, right? And time is non-linear, right? It kind of bounces all around. It moves spherically. Past is the future, right? But the only thing that you can focus on is the now, right? And the now is always changing too. So that's not even a stationary or static place to be. So there's like a movement. You're being very present in your own energy, but you're mobile. So you're in the now, in the 5D, right? You could be implementing a lot of meditative practices. Moving meditation, that's what I practice when I walk. Moving meditation, so that's disconnecting from all the stuff around you, from all the digital stuff, and just noticing the little things in nature, right? Reconnecting with the divine, reconnecting on your path, right? This devil energy with the Eight of Pentacles is like, you're coming out of this. You're releasing these binds, these chains around your neck, this old karmic cycles. You could be, you know, leaving a job that was toxic. Maybe everyone around you was just miserable all the time, and then you would go home and be like, why am I so miserable? You know, it's just that energy is catching, and it takes work to kind of get it out and to really purge it out, to really clean that space so that you can make room for new stuff. And breaking a chain takes a lot of strength, right? Strength is Leo, it's the heart energy, right? The heart and the solar plexus, so it's about breath work, connecting with the heart center, right? And you have to be aligned, you have to have good posture, you have to be aligned. So you could be physically working on strengthening your back muscles, right? Maybe you were at a desk job and you were just always hunched over, and so you're kind of coming out of that and releasing that energy. If you were in a toxic relationship as well, right? Maybe you went into, this feels like it's multifaceted, right? It feels like a prism. So much light work here. I mean, you guys are moving into something very powerful. Yeah, you're moving away from that link, right? You're cutting cords because you have to be the cycle breaker. Not everyone can come with you. Few people can. They can't keep up with you. And the Chariot is heart energy, right? It's Cancerian energy. Maybe you have a Cancer moon. Maybe you're dealing with a Cancer, but this is also, yeah, I mean, you could be, in the 3D, you could be getting a new car, or a car, if that public transportation or walking, if that resonates with you. Maybe you're doing that because you don't have a vehicle, right? But either way, you're coming out of this, see the Queen of Cups and the Hermit, you're coming into the Queen of Cups energy. And if you're the masculine, right, if you follow your heart, if you let your heart lead you with the Chariot energy, then you're going to attract, like attracts like, you're going to attract something completely new. This is going to be the first time that you are going to really reflect. Your sun energy is going to reflect your moon energy. So everything that has felt unclear, everything that has felt blocked or dark or unknown or confusing, that's going to clear right up, right? And I'm looking at a completely clear sky. There's not a cloud in the sky, and it's just, that's kind of how it is. There's this, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, I'm feeling good, right? If you're feeling good, I feel like you're charged. You've got this charged energy. And yeah, you could be resetting your routine so that you wake up earlier, right? So that you're waking up with the sun. Or you could be doing some sun salutations. If not, that's a good advice, right, to implement. To do some sun salutations, to open the whole body, right? You're flexing and extending the whole body. You're strengthening the back. You're strengthening your true core, right? Not working on a six-pack, right? If that's your thing, cool. But make sure that you're working the back too, because otherwise you're gonna crunch yourself into that fetal position, that fear-based position, which shuts your heart off. You want your chakras to be open, all right? You want everything to be aligned and open. And so there's something about you've done the groundwork, right? Your feet, the labyrinth, where she's like, come on, feet. And she's got this like gusto, right? And it's like she's going to find the baby, right? The babe with the power of voodoo. Maybe you're moving to Louisiana. Anyway, but she's going to find, so it's like you are going through this woven journey to find your inner child, right? To find that babe with the power, which is your heart center, right? that is becoming like a child again. That's getting renaturing yourself, getting back to nature, and yeah, getting outdoors, really tapping into the sun energy. Whatever you like to do as a child before, lots of light, natural light, not synthetic light, right? So if you, maybe you were working in front of a computer screen, you were working on a lot of blue light, and that just didn't click with you, right? That's not the light work that you wanted to do. Maybe you were a really outdoorsy kid, maybe you liked playing alone outside, but somewhere along the way it's like you went into maybe getting on the computer, maybe getting into video gaming. You sort of just shut out the light because your light kept getting snuffed out by those around you. So there's something about tapping back into that babe with the power. So yeah, you're a little beam of light and the people around you just couldn't handle it. Because when you shine a light, you start to see shit and people don't want to look a lot of the time. So you're coming into that heart space. That Knight of Cups is here. Again, if you're the feminine coming into the Queen of Cups energy, if you are the well, I was thinking, because it's like all the swords that were coming out, so I feel like that's behind you, right? And if you feel like you're in that swords energy, then this is what's on the other side of that, right? So continue doing the cutting work, cutting people out, and cutting energy out, right? Clearing your house, anything that doesn't serve you. Very Queen of Swords. I'm here and I am deserving and I'm abundant and I'm not going to take anything that is less than. All right? But this is, so it's like you're going from, you guys have also kind of like a subtext or a fine print of water energy, right? With the vessel. There's something about the vessel that's the reproductive stuff, right? Your reproductive organs, that's the vessel. So this is also, nurturing your sacred sexual energy. And so there could have been 3 white birds just flew over me, but there could have been, this is very specific and heavy, but creepy, perverted people who like children. They like that they're pure and that they have a light energy about them. It reminds them of something that they never had. But because they're demonic, they just take it. That's all that they know how to do, is to take it. They don't want to nurture it. They don't want to protect it. They want to take it. And so there may be some kind of sexual trauma, creative trauma, and so your creativity could have been blocked. You could have just been working for other people, right? You were servicing other people in your relationships. You could have had, a phase or 2 or 3 of promiscuity where you were just giving your energy away because it's like maybe you felt like, if I just give a little bit more light, then I'll be loved, right? But that's not love, right? Love is pure. Love is unconditional. Love gives, it reciprocates, it protects. It's truth. And you've been getting really not authentic love, I feel. So it's like you're healing by cutting that bullshit out. It's like you're protecting that vessel of water you have. That's your cup. And that's what the Queen of Cups does. She fills it up. But look at this Queen of Cups, see? She doesn't just have an open chalice. She's closed that shit off. And there's like, little gargoyles and some pointy stuff on there. She's like, that movie Teeth. It's an old movie, but yeah, a girl is assaulted, and then her vagina develops teeth, and then she starts, striking back. Or that when I spit on your grave, just there. It's not in your nature to be vengeful, right? And maybe you struggled with that, right? When you're hurt, it turns into anger. So you could have been very angry for a long time, self-deprecating, right? Addiction, dark cycles, because you were punished for being light, for being pure. You were taken from. And so maybe you were vengeful, maybe you were angry, maybe you got into a lot of fights, maybe you were just chaotic, and maybe you shifted into your lower vibration, right? And then somewhere along the way you realize, I just need to protect myself. I just need to safeguard my energy, because that didn't feel authentic to you either, right? Because you're not a vengeful person. You're not angry. That's not what you want for yourself. That doesn't nurture your heart, right? And that doesn't keep you open to the possibility of authentic, true love, divine love. So it's like you're nurturing that, and so this Knight of Cups energy is coming in. So again, if you're the feminine coming into your Queen of Cups energy, this Knight of Cups is coming to you, right? To take care of you, to rescue to help you protect that heart, right? And this isn't like Richard Gere Pretty Woman type thing, right? But this is, okay, so in Pretty Woman, she talks about Scorpio and Virgo energy there. Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. But they're on the balcony, and she's talking about, oh yeah, when I was a little girl, my mom would lock me in the room, upstairs, attic or whatever when I was bad, and I would dream of this, prince on a white horse coming in and waving his sword and climb up the tower and rescue me. And if you ever rewatch movies from your childhood, you're like, these are not good. Like, this message is really skewed, because Richard Gere's character is really toxic, right? And he's very narcissistic and controlling and belittling and gaslighty, and he's just not healthy. So I think it just sends the wrong message at all. But this is like you're getting the rescue maybe that you dreamed of as a child. So she got the false prince, right? The dark prince. And you're getting the real prince, right? And if you are the masculine, then your person, you're going to see each other because you're divine counterparts. 28 on the clock. 10. You guys are both going through this. You've gone through the same kind of endings and beginnings, and you're going to just know each other very well. And so you're going to be able to, now that you're in this energy of cups, you're going to have your full cup there, and it's going to be very open, and you're going to be able to come, and you're going to be able to help the feminine protect their energy because you understand them. You understand where they're coming from. You've seen the same kinds of things. Maybe you didn't experience it directly. Maybe you saw siblings or friends, right? Your mother. Maybe you saw other feminine connections going through this. Or you just saw it in those relationships around you. You're like, man, all these relationships around me are toxic. And they're not happy. And if you sit with them for a few minutes, there's passive aggressive toxicity going on, and they're not kind to each other. And this is going to be such a kind and gentle love. But it's going to be strong. It's going to be protected because there's past wounding that you both have incurred that is very similar. So the Fool is Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this is you guys coming together in the real world. Pentacles are about the 3D. They're about the real world. The real world. What the fuck does that mean? But you guys, there's this leap of faith. Right? See, if you look behind you, you were the Fool because everyone was biting your leg, right? This demonic energy was trying to be a parasite and try and take from you. But in front of you is this fish that's leaping. So it's like, look forward. And I think that you are. I feel like you are coming out of all of this. But if not, turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit something, something, something. And so Six of Pentacles is you coming together with a new set of people. And 6 is the number of love. And you guys are going to shine the light on the devil, right? The devil's all around you. More about the devil. Let's see more about this devil. How are you going to meet this person? Yeah, I feel like you could be doing, you could be doing entrepreneurship, the Hierophant. You could be dealing with a Capricorn as well, but Hierophant is Taurus. But it's more about marriage. It's about tapping into that connecting the 5D to the 3D. So you could be doing something in the spiritual world. Yeah, you better, you little light worker. Your knowing and your experience is going to really benefit the collective. And so you guys might meet through that, right? You might meet through some kind of light work event, right? Something, a healing retreat, right? Maybe yoga, Reiki, something with light, right? It could be as simple as you're going to be a solar power salesman, or salesperson. And it could be, there's something with light. You're doing work with light in the 3D and the 5D, right? So that's spiritual light work, and then that's also, there's something with lights that where you guys are going to connect. But you see, they're sort of, so they both have their hands up, the Hierophant, and the early depictions of the Hierophant are like a priest, right? So this is High Priestess energy, third eye. My Bill's right in the way. And so you're mirroring the devil here, but you're flipping it, right? You're turning like this. He's making a mockery. The devil's making a mockery of divine love, of unions, of connection, right? And he's binding these two individuals. So it's very codependent, and you're taking this. So I get Lover's energy. Lovers is like it's the same image, but it's an angel. So it's like you are. Well, Temperance has an angel on it too. You got Temperance. And see the filling of the cups? So this is patience. This is your experiences have tempered you, right? Like creating a sword, right? This is like steel. Like it's turned you into a weapon, but a divine weapon. So it's made you, and all of your experiences, right? Anything where you're in a lower vibration, you could be helping people with recovery, right? With keeping sobriety, and so there's going to be some work there because you've had the experiences and you've done the work. You're going to be an incredible support system. You're going to be a beam of light, but where you're appreciated, right? And see, there's that kind of tinkering, like ting, ting, ting. I'm making this sword, it's like an Ace of Swords energy. It's a very new pursuit, and what do we have? Page of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So somebody they're looking away from this, right? They're looking away from this worry. And Swords is your energy. That's your primary sun energy, right? Your sun sign is air. And it's like your air has been blocked. Or it's been overwhelming, right? Because it's too much. You could have been maybe like you being a medium and tapping into the 5D. If you did that as a child, it might have freaked your parents or guardians out. You know, they could have just been like, shut up, you're crazy. Maybe you were medicated, or you were just sort of shunned into isolation. And so it's like, but you just wanted to connect. Like, that's what we need as a collective. We need connection. And this is you getting that. So it is kind of, it's you returning to that babe of power. It's you returning to your truth and relinquishing all this worry. I feel like you just maybe had too much coming in, right? And physical diagnoses, you could be doing therapy, right? Maybe you're hustling, you're going to school to be a counselor, to be a therapist, right? You will be counseling people in a very therapeutic and healing way, whether it be official on paper or it's just in the work that you're doing. I just watched Hector and the Search for a Penis. Happiness. But I was like, oh, what is Simon Pegg? Because he's really good in that movie. And I always love when I see comedians do dramatic roles. And so anyway, I wanted to know who he was, and he's February 14th. So he is an Aquarius, and he's a Valentine's Day Aquarius, right? I mean, come on. He's like, whoever his wife, Maureen, I think her name is, but she really has to do it up for his birthday, right? Like, what do we got here? What date are you? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you can find a birth twin. Yeah, you're dealing with a lot of earth energy here as well. When it's this constructive work, a lot of water. But the water is new, right? It's Page of Swords and Knight of Swords. We've got the Queen of Cups. I'm sorry, Page of Cups. Good gravy. The Knight of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. But there's a lot of balance in your earth energy and your fixed energy in your 3D world, right? So you're gonna see it. You're gonna start seeing it. Natalie Portman is a Gemini, and she's also in. So Closer is one of my favorite movies, as is Annihilation. Annihilation is way up there. It's an incredible film. But if you haven't seen that, highly recommend it. But there is, with talking about the refraction, there's a lot of light. I don't want to say anything, but if you want to discuss it, I'm open to discuss it, right? Find me on Instagram, because I'm always looking for people to watch that movie, and so we can have a discussion about it, because I just think it's so well done. And if you're more of a reader, it's actually off of a book, a series, a 3-part series, but Alex Garland, is that right? The director? He's not doing the follow-up for the sequel or anything like that, which is kind of a shame. I usually don't like sequels, but that's one where I'm like, I would just love to keep seeing that going. But in that sense, it's also kind of perfect that it's just the one. But yeah, there could be something in there for you. Could be dealing with a Gemini. We don't have the Lovers here, but we have the Two of Cups. And then I was getting that Lover's energy with the Devil here. Breaking those chains, and then it's going to be that balanced connection. Where there's no chains, it's angelic, and it feels very otherworldly. It's going to feel very ethereal, it's going to feel almost alien. Yeah, you probably felt like an alien, alienated, isolated. But this is you coming back down to earth. You're doing this earth work again, and it's bringing you the 10 of Pentacles, all right? 6 of Pentacles, again, number of 6, confirmation of this 6 of Pentacles. You two are going to work together. You guys are Emperor, Empress. You guys are going to, that's what I was saying with the water and the swords. That still feels kind of like, that's minor arcana stuff, so it's newer energy. But the major arcana here, the stuff that you can't avoid, you know, we've got the Chariot, we've got the Hierophant, we've got, this is marriage, 2 of Cups, you've got marriage. You guys are, I'm surprised that the Emperor and Empress haven't come out, but I don't think you guys have met yet. So if you're the masculine, all right, you'll be leading the way, because that's what the masculine energy does. They're the leader. So that will be your sword's energy, and maybe that's why it is this feels kind of new, right? So it's like you were always going, you're on the fast track, you're in sort of, but that puts you in the Devil energy, right? That puts you into trying to find that connection in a 3D way. You wanted that 5D connection in a 3D way. So then you went into Hermit mode. All right, and then after Hermit mode, you start to come out, and you are new again. You're like that babe with the power, but you still feel very new, because if you're sober, right? All the experiences that you had a lot of experiences, but if they were at all if there's any interference with the substance, those numb your senses, they change your senses. This is you like tapping into all of your 5D or your 3D senses again, so that you can channel the 5D again. You know, maybe you were just a very active dreamer and you had a lot of foresight, mediumship, maybe you heard voices, and then you got into being diagnosed, being put in a box. And so this is you coming out again and going, oh my gosh, like now I can tap back into that childlike purity, that link that I have to my actual Holy Trinity, right? My divine Trinity. You have this, from the vessel, you have this link to that. And so yeah, this is also like, there's a flip to this card. It looks like you're also, the 3 of Wands usually is about, you know, planning your steps forward, planning the next move. And so yeah, this is you looking at all the tools that you've already had. You were born, you were incarnated with them, but then you have a lot of experiences which are actually going to benefit that calling that you incarnated here for. But there's a moment in between those where it kind of feels like interference. Like, can I really be a light worker if I've done all this stuff? Like, how can I be angelic if I was a devil? Well, the devil was an angel too before he fell. right? So you're doing it in reverse, right? You're born in here like a little baby angel, and then, you fell. You could have a paternal issues, issues with your masculine energy, right? So that made you, that put your masculine energy of being an air sign into this anxious and confusing and, a lot of insomnia, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of fear. It fractured your masculine energy, right? And so this is you refracting that light. You're getting it back. It's always been there, but you had to tinker away, you had to chisel away back down to using your fixed energy, right? Or get back down to earth. So you got into hermit mode, you got into Virgo mode, you really tapped into and back to if there was any kind of trauma. And it could be, we can incur trauma to our sexual energy, to our sacral energy, not just literally through sexual abuse, right? Any type of abuse, whether manipulation or anything that snuffs out our creative energy, will affect our sexual energy, right? Because our creative energy is linked to our sexual energy, our sacral energy. And so if that's blocked in any way, if what you really were called to do, what you really felt moved by was snuffed out in any way, maybe by a father figure, right? They could have been very militant, very black and white, very, they could be a fixed sign as well. But maybe they had very fixed, stubborn energy that just wasn't open enough to see you. This person's going to see you. Your divine counterpart's going to see you. But it's, man, you've done a lot of work, right? There's a lot of work to chisel away at this stone that you have built up around your heart space, that you've guarded yourself with. And now you're going to move your body in a way that is open and free, right? No fear, no looking back. You're going to dance under the full moon. So there's something with the full moon, maybe doing some kind of ceremony. Let's see. There you are. There you are, the star. There you are. You're watering your earth energy. You're putting water into the water energy. You are the angel, and you're able to mediate your feminine energy. You're able to nurture something. But there could also be an issue with the mother, with your mother, maternal fractures as well. It always goes back to the mother. If you have a fracture with the paternal energy, if you got daddy issues, you got mommy issues, right? Because the mom is the one that you come out of. That's the vessel. And if she didn't protect you, how the hell do you protect yourself? How do you know how to protect yourself? So you might not have been protected, and there could have been a lot of anger towards the mother for not protecting you, for not showing you how to be stronger in your feminine energy, right? So maybe you just chose really low vibrational people. You were attracted to, toxic, narcissistic, emotionally, physically, sexually abusive people who were takers, vectors, vampires. And so there's been a lot of healing, reparenting on both sides. There's been a lot of you, forgiving those parts of yourself, because you are genetically made up of both of them. And so you have to work through that energy in yourself, not for them, right? That's cutting this out. You got to cut them out. They can't come with you. If they don't want to come with you, they got to go. And so you may have just been really still trying to heal that for them, or feeling like you needed to forgive them. But how do you forgive someone who never asks for forgiveness? The little child within you has been begging for forgiveness, right? Because this trauma happened to them. And children feel like everything is their fault, right? Because they're completely pure, they come into this world and they are so dependent on everything around them. The whole world revolves around them, as it should. And so if something bad happens, or something about them is not nurtured, there's neglect, right? Neglect is a major thing. So even in one form of trauma, right, physical abuse to neglect, that one does not trump the other, right? They all can fuck us up the same, right? Some people who have been in relationships that were physically abusive, they were also emotionally abusive. And they said that the emotional abuse was worse, right? Because if you can see it, you can feel it, you can, if you can perceive and experience in your 5 senses, you can deal with it. Sometimes you can deal with it easier because it's like, oh, they hit me, I gotta leave, But if you're like, oh, they're just neglectful, there's no just there. There's no justice there either. Denying somebody their love language is, that's the worst thing you can do to somebody, right? And if you do other stuff on top of that in the physical world, it just compounds it. But really what they're wanting is what we all starve for and what we all need as divine beings, is that connection, is that nurturing and leadership balance. We need someone to be our divine masculine, to show us where to go, how to go, and protect and all of that. And then we also need that nurturing, safety, softness that shows us how to heal, right? So it's when we don't have that, then we just go out into the world and we continue to incur that abuse on ourselves. So it's really us that's begging to forgive those parts of ourselves that were just doing what they were taught. Yeah, you've come a long way. I love this right here though, because this is, there's something, this is something like breadcrumbing as well. 6 of Pentacles is about collaborating, it's about growth, it's about maybe starting up a business together, but this feels kind of breadcrumby. So maybe you tried to go into business, or you've tried something before with another partner, right? Could be, maybe you were married, maybe you've been divorced, but yeah, maybe you lived together. There was something, and it feels kind of like you were just accepting breadcrumbs. That's all you thought you were worth. But this is what you're getting. This is what's coming into your life. This divine counterpart, this is Emperor and Empress energy. This is you guys building a whole world, right? The whole board. You've collected all the pieces. You've done the work. You've done the shadow work with the dark. You've done the light work. You're ready to combine the two and play, right? You're ready to play. And this right here, this is like you're building this world on top of all of this grief and all of this sadness, regret, shame, right? All of this underworld. is you're going to grow old together, and you're going to be the divine counterparts for each other that both of your parents never were for you. Right? You taught yourself how to lead, and they've taught themselves how to nurture, how to heal. And you will each be, or vice versa, whichever you relate to. I feel like I'm talking more with the masculine, but so if you're the feminine, know that your masculine is doing a hell of a lot of work, and they're coming, right? They're coming. They've just had to do this work to fill their own cup. And they never had a nurturing maternal influence to show them how to do that. So, it's like you guys are both going to be impressed, like constantly impressed and in awe of each other's work that you've done and how far you both have come. And there's going to be such an honoring of that work that you two will share. And through that, you guys are going to be, the power couple. But really, you're going to be the babes with the power. Like, you're going to be very childlike. You are going to be, there's such a kindness and a gentle attractiveness to you both that people are going to be so attracted to you, like as a safe space. I feel like you're going to, maybe you'll do couples counseling together. Maybe you'll have, couples come to your retreat. Maybe you'll build some kind of retreat of sorts that people can come to your property, or they can come to this place that you've created, and they will learn. You'll show them how to break their own cycles and to be the divine balance of masculine and feminine in themselves, so that if they have children coming into this world, maybe new parents, right? Or if they, if they want to have kids, that they're not going to do the same stuff. They're not going to incur the trauma that they experienced onto another light being. And that's kind of specific. This feels more kind of specific, but it also feels like it's light. It could go anywhere. There's really no bounds to it. You guys are breaking those binds. You guys have broken those bounds. And you're coming into a place that is, all this past energy. There's the sun energy. There's the lovers in this deck. This one's like, you guys are having some passion there. And I feel like the first time that you guys consummate your love, it's going to be very tantric. It's going to almost feel unreal. There's an otherworldly aspect to this union. That's kind of how the divine unions work. But sometimes, depending on the nature of your sign, of your experiences, of your energy, sometimes it just feels very grounding. It feels very safe. This feels like, oh my gosh, I dreamed of you. And I thought I was going to have to settle for narcissistic Richard Gere. But no, you're like the actual prince and princess that I dreamed of saving or being saved by, right? And there's a salvation in there. You guys could be doing something in the church, right? As well, where you're going to be, people are going to look up to you. You guys are going to be a couple that others come to, and it's going to be, we need couples like that in the collective, that people can look at you and say, oh, okay, that's possible, versus just looking around and all that they see is toxicity. You guys are going to be so kind to each other. There's not going to be any passive aggressive digs. There's just so much honor and admiration and kindness. And you're going to be the student and the teacher. You're going to be the leader and the follower. You guys are just going to be so so divine. I'm having trouble finding even a word for it, and I think that you might as well. You guys will just sort of know when you meet. There's not going to be a lot of conversation. I think that you guys will just know. That's kind of how you know. Is that this is the home that I never. This is the whole home. And when you're so used to a broken home, it may feel a little, unnerving at first, but get over it, because it's awesome. All right. I'm loving all of that. You guys fucking deserve it, man. There's a lot of work that's gone into that on both of your parts, and so I can't wait to hear more about you guys actually finding each other, where you find each other, what that experience was like, and then just energetically feeling the shift of the work that you guys do together. The collective needs it. So, all right. We'll talk soon. I wish you well.